Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Kashakwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Chakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the 1144 first fruit. All right, so as you can see on my screen, I have a Google definition of the meaning recurring investment. All right, so I'm just going to read you what the Google definition says here. Zoom in real quick and show y'all. So it says recurring investment is a process in which a client who operates a minor account decides he or she wants to invest in an amount of money into a particular Satrix instrument on a regular basis, like a Satrix instrument like Robinhood or something like that, or crypto.com or Coinbase or something like that, some platform. But that's not, that's neither here nor there. But pretty much, let's just take that Satrix instrument out and say into a particular, it wants to invest an amount of money on a regular basis. Okay. So let's get the word recurring. Okay. Here's the word recurring. It says occurring again, periodically, or repeatedly. Or another word that comes up to mind is perpetual. All right. It's perpetual, meaning it's ongoing, it's continuing over and over again. Okay. I'm going to read this. It says, are recurring investments good? And I like this point right here. Okay, it says recurring investments are a powerful tool. Many people get discouraged because they don't have much saved now, but the truth is that the most important thing in a retirement plan is making repetitive, reliable, recurring investments. Now let's gear that towards the spirit. What's a recurring investment for us? A video, doing a lesson, all right? Every day, every other day, but majority out the week, okay? Be in the spirit of trying to do it every day, okay? But, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. I'm not saying that, I'm perfect. I slip up, but your lesson is a recurring investment, okay? If someone stops doing lessons or stops going to the highways and byways, that means their recurring investment have ceased. They stopped. And more than likely, they cashed out, of the investments they already have a little too early. You feel me? So it says recurring investments are powerful tools, or are a powerful tool. It says many people get discouraged because they don't have enough saved. They don't have much saved now. Now, the reason we do recurring investments in the spirit is because we are saving up the faith. That's why recurring investment is so spiritual, because the Lord talks about investments. All right. I'm going to go to Luke 19 chapter real quick. This is Luke 19:11. It says, and as they heard these things, he added and spake a parable because it was hot. It was nigh in Jerusalem, and because they thought that the kingdom of the Most High should immediately appear. He said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. So those 10 pounds that he gave his servants was money. It says, but his citizens hated him, and he sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man reign over us. Verse 15, and it came to pass that when he was returned, having received in the kingdom, he commanded these servants to be called unto him, to whom he had given the money. See that? That he might know how much every man had gained by trading. And when you trade, okay, prime example, I'm going to give a basic synopsis of stock market, because that's about all I know anyway. All right. You buy a stock. All right. Let me say this too. You look into wanting to buy a stock. Say the stock is $115, but you just don't have $115 on you. Guess how much you have? You have $20. So you buy $20 worth of, let's just say, Starbucks stock, okay? Well, you don't have a full share or a full, a full share. You don't have a full stock of Starbucks. You have partial, a percentage of it. Now, what do you do to obtain a full share of Starbucks? You set up a recurring investment. So either you could do it once a week, once every 2 weeks. You could do an every day. Say you want to just buy $2 every day until you build up to that one full share of Starbucks. Okay? That I think it's something called fractional, something like fractional building or something like that in the stock whatever lingo in the world. All right, so fractional meaning you're adding on bit by bit, okay, but it's a recurring investment. You already put money into it. You may not have enough, but you keep working at it. Now think about you and the truth. You got this truth. Didn't know nothing from a can of paint. But the little faith you had to believe in it and be like, man, this is it. It may not have been a lot, but guess what? You stayed in it and you had fractions to it. And you kept increasing and the Spirit kept quickening you. Therefore, when the time comes in Jacob's trouble, you can cash out and you have enough to sustain when times get bad. You see where I'm going with this? Recurring investment in the Spirit. So every day you should be recurring investment in the Spirit by doing a lesson, by praying, by fasting, whatever it is that is spiritual that you did that day to add on to what money the Lord already gave you. All right. Let's continue. It says, Then he commanded these servants to be called unto him to whom he had given the money, that he might know how much every man had gained by trading. Right. I mean, I have this app called Robinhood. There's a button that says trade, okay? And there's a button that says buy, so you can buy stocks and you can trade, okay? And sometimes, you make moves by buying and you make moves by trading. And you can make a greater, asset or whatever you want. You can make greater money by making the right moves. All right. Some brothers do I'm not trying to be all carnal, talk about money and stuff, but I mean, shoot, the script is, spiritually though, spiritual coin. But they do a thing called Forex, and you read the candlesticks, and when it dips or when it not, you catch the pattern. All right, so you know when to cash out or when to, keep it in there, so you're not, losing so much than what you put in. You're actually moving your money and you're letting your money work for you. So it's the same thing in the sense that money that the Lord gave his servants was a faith. It was a measure of faith. Okay? It was a measure of faith. Matter of fact, that kind of reminds me of a script. If I can't find it, I'm going to keep it moving, but I think it's in Romans. I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a blank. Hold on 1 second. It's pretty much don't. Let's see. Give me a moment. Babakusha. I really want to say it's in Romans. That's where I'm kind of thinking right now. Yeah. Romans 12:3. Here it is. It says, "For I say, through the grace given unto me, call out Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, let me find this. Through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think," it says, "but to think soberly, according as the Most High have dealt every man the measure of faith." Right. So that coin, that money he gave him is a measure of faith that he get. And he didn't give every brother the same amount of faith. And every brother got to work with what they got. Okay. Now I'll keep it a buck. If you got a little faith, you just gotta work. You gotta continue to do a recurring investment to increase that faith. So when the Lord come back, he saw what you did with the money. Okay. So verse 16 says, then came the first saying, Lord. And let me say this too. We're reading out of Luke 19. You can also pair this up with Matthew 25. Okay. That goes into the parable of the talents, it's synonymous to what we're reading here. So verse 16, it says, then came the first saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. Woo, let's go, baby. That pound has gained 10. He put in work. He had a recurring investment. He traded, he made moves, he learned from his moves. Not every move you make in investment is a good move. You have to learn. Okay, that's why let's go to this King James book. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus real quick. No. No, I think chapter 4, I want to say. Give me a moment, Babakushai. There we go. 4 and 17. I'll start at 16. If a man commit himself unto her, which is wisdom, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. Verse 17. For at first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline. Right? See, where discipline, you got to be disciplined sometimes. Meaning you may have screwed up, jacked up, and get rebuked. And then, and you understand it, and you have discipline to, do the right things after that. You got to learn from your mistakes. That's the, simple cliche saying that people use lightly, but it's true. You learn from your mistakes. Read John, the 8th chapter, when Yahushua spoke to that woman. He's like, where are the men who condemn you? She's like, oh, they're nowhere to be found. And Yahushua said, well, I'm not here to condemn you. Go and sin no more. Meaning, learn from your mistakes. Don't do that shit again. Okay? It says, until she may trust his soul and try him by her law. So it's like the same thing in investing. You're not always going to make the right moves. And you're not going to always be, when you first start off, be disciplined enough to understand how the way a market is working and things of that nature. It's like when you first get into the truth. You don't fully understand how the spirit works 2 weeks in the truth. You got to be disciplined in it. You got to be around the men who've been seasoned and the spirit's been working with them, to understand kind of how it works here, So going back, it says, verse 17, he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little. Okay, like we said, every man, a measure of faith. Okay, thou authority over 10 cities. It says in the second saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 5 pounds. And he said, likewise, be thou over 5 cities. And another came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I kept laid up in the napkin. Meaning you didn't set a recurring investment, all right, which is a powerful tool in investing, okay? It says many people get discouraged. So if you laid your pound or your talent up in a napkin, you stayed discouraged. You stayed in the same state, okay? And the Lord was looking for improvement, okay? So going to say, it says what? 1 second. Salakia. All right, so going to say Salakia Akim. It says what? Uh, I laid up in a napkin, for I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank? This faith that the Lord gives us is a gift. So he giving you something, you didn't do shit with it, or you may have used the money incorrectly. He gonna tell you like, man, where my fucking money at? Where's my money? You owe me. You screwed around with my money. You screwed around. You screwed around with my time, like all of that. And that's not a thing that you see it today. Jake don't even play about $2, man. Jake be getting killed out in the streets for over $20. You see what I'm saying? The Lord will give you a whole missile for messing with the gift that he gave you. When he gives you this, it's an amount that you use, and you say, and if you feel you don't have enough, yeah, you're gonna feel discouraged, but you're gonna set up recurring investments to up your faith, to boost your confidence. Okay? And it's an ongoing thing, so you can be satisfied, or not satisfied, you can be sufficient in that day, which is Jacob's trouble, which is coming. Okay? So I just wanted to bring that out. Recurring investments, recurring investment in the spirit. You should always be recurring an investment in the spirit so you can get through these days that are coming. All right? And learn how to invest, man. All right? So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, to rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And let me say this too. There's no other reason why the apostles are in the heads of camps of, the camps around the nation, around the globe. There ain't no other reason why these heads are saying that you shouldn't be slack, or you should be putting in work, things of that nature, and they're amping up. They're becoming, yes, I'm going to say it, more strict, tightening the rope, not rope, but running a tight ship. There's no other reason, man. If you're constantly recurring your investments, you're doing the same thing and tightening up yourself. Okay, so you can, like I said, be sufficient when this time comes. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Till the next time. Shalom, Akim.